So the Fujifilm X-T3 firmware update 3.0 was released on the 16th of April. Once I downloaded the firmware and updated my camera, I decided to put it to the test to see how good it was, especially regarding face detection and the upgraded autofocus performance, of course, which as previously mentioned I think was already very good. So I set up a simple scene with some magazines I had on hand, and I chose magazines simply because the faces in the magazines are smaller, and that is one of the items Fujifilm mentioned on their website, and that had been updated, and because, well, I wanted to and I could. I'm convinced other folks on YouTube will probably perform similar tests and they'll use their faces, and so you could probably get a feel for how that relates to probably more real world use, I assume, but I just figured this was probably an extreme test, and like I said, that was my personal test and I went ahead with it anyway. So the first picture, the face detect was fast and accurate, and I think due to the lack of contrast it was unsuccessful with the second face, but continuing with the process it seemed like the camera was able to detect the third and fourth faces and pretty much every other face, depending on the background of course, but it was able to detect the face, and the eye autofocus also was very good. And I obviously try to match different backgrounds and skin complexions, and just to account for sort of different factors that you would experience in the real world. Obviously you can watch the other tests and see for yourself and obviously come to your own conclusion, but based on my test and based on what I observed, I'm even more convinced that the face detection and autofocus is really, I already mentioned, very good. And I really don't think camera comparisons are really valuable because everyone has a different need, and you just have to figure out what your needs are and then get whatever camera you can afford, right? So I really consider camera comparisons and things like that quite, like those points are moot points. That little ramble was just to say I think this is very good, and for my needs I think it will serve the purpose. Obviously you would have to figure that out for yourself and hopefully make, this is just my personal opinion, and so hopefully you can get other people's opinions and make an informed decision. Well, let me know your thoughts, and thanks for watching.